turn that down, yeah? Hello, computer cooks, not computer goats, as what I said on a recent video. Welcome to Retro Recipes Live. This is actually a live unboxing, and this is the thing that I just unboxed. Isn't it cute? I don't know if it's Commodore or Atari. Seriously, folks, don't send your puppies via the US Postal Service. Yeah, send them by UPS instead. It's the United Puppy Service, of course. Well, should we rescue you? She is actually a rescue. Someone was going to dump her whole litter in a field, and so she came here. So she'll be featuring in some future videos. So fingers crossed that she doesn't pee everywhere. I'll just rescue her. You talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. Bye-bye. All right. One doggy returned to base. So yeah, we're doing a live Patreon-only unboxing here. So this is going to be going live to Patreons, and then I'm going to release it to the public a couple of days later. So if you are watching this live, congratulations, you are a Patreon. If you're not watching live, congratulations for getting up in the morning and opening YouTube. Yeah. So this is our Casio CR375 cassette player. I've used it in previous live videos, and it's going to be providing all our music. If the batteries run out on air, you'll be watching a live battery changing. So I think we should just get things started with the first package. I've got about 8 packages there, various sizes, no pun intended. Let's just get going. So this one I think came from Amazon, and I've got my trusty box cutter here. I used that to get the puppy out earlier. It's quite safe though. Got a note, a gift for you. It says, "Hi Perifractic, you keep using odd measurements like screwdrivers, credit cards, and metric." Not odd. Here's, I won't tell you what it says until I show you. Here's a banana for scale, and that's from AV Fusion. I've got to show you this close up. A banana for scale. I don't know how we actually I've unplugged my mic. Alright, I unplugged the mic there, hopefully you can still hear me. I'm just checking that things are going correctly here, and see if we've got live stream, and I've got live chat running too. So if you want to say anything in the chat, feel free, and I'll try to respond in between unboxing bananas for scale. Thanks AV Fusion, I'll definitely be using that in future videos. Alright, next up from eBay. Now this actually may be something that I think this is something I ordered. So not all of these are going to be things that are donated to the Retro Recipes kitchen. However, oh yes. So this is a cartridge that I just couldn't resist getting. Yes, the wonderful YouTube video has crashed. We're back in business. I just unboxed this. This is the visible solar system for the Commodore 64. And I was really intrigued about how this could work on a Commodore 64. Just see if you could actually see the whole solar system, and if it was maybe time synced, so you could actually jump to different times in time and see the planets as they might be at that time. Hey to Rob, Robsoft says hi. Thanks for joining us, Rob. And yeah, I'm going to be looking into this in a future video, the visible solar system. Much better than invisible. All right, next up. This is from Michael, and it could be something else that I wanted to get on eBay. Oh yeah. So behind me you can see all the computers that I had growing up, basically, all that my parents had. So there's a Apple IIe, Atari 400 here, and Commodore 64, of course, Commodore Amiga, and the Amstrad PCW, which is kind of a rare machine to find in America. I had a lot of trouble locating that on Craigslist. But the other machine that's actually absent here is the Amstrad PC1512. Now, I'll be honest, when my dad asked me for recommendations for the best PC, this was kind of after the days of the PCW, I was so intrigued and drawn to the picture of the tiger that they used on this machine in the commercials that I just had to go ahead and tell him this was the best machine. I don't have the machine, but I do now have instructions. And I think at some time in the near future, I'm going to try to acquire the whole machine as well. So that's great. I'm so glad to have that. So thank you thanks to Michael for sending that when I paid for it. Awesome. All right, we have some smaller boxes. I'm going to end on a very big box that you'll recognize from a recent video that the 8-bit guy did. But this one is from Alan Singer. Don't know if he is a singer. Guess we'll find out. All right. I'm always slightly cautious. These aren't one of those party poppers or the glitter bombs. But luckily my mailing service does screen everything and x-ray them. So if you're thinking of sending a glitter bomb using the donation link below, nice thought, but it won't get to me. You can, however, send chips, not food, of course, even though this is retro recipes. Aha! Oh boy. So this is kind of a famous thing, and I wanted one of these for a while. Let me show you a little closer up here what's going on. So this is the Commodore, it was Commodore branded, I think, Atari Joystick. And it's essentially, if we can be polite about this, it's essentially Commodore's rip-off of the Atari. Now what I think happened is these are so similar to the actual Atari Joystick. I have one over here. Now I think what happened is that probably the factory making these were a little sneaky with the molds. And yeah, just as I suspected, they're exactly the same. So I think the factory probably allowed another company or themselves to use the same molds as Atari. And they just changed the color basically to this kind of off-white, or maybe it's just yellowed, I don't know. They even kept the same color button. Yes, and it says Joystick. Yeah. Not joyful when I think Atari threatened to sue them, but hey, take your chances. All right, I'm so glad to own these. These are really rare, in fact. So thank you so much for sending this in, the lovely Alan Singer. I'm slightly wary that we're going to have a puppy in one of these other boxes. We've had one already. Let's see. Aha. Okay, so this, I think I know what this is. Get rid of that. Cue smashing glass sound effect. This has come from Poland. Let's open it up. Of course, the further they come from, the more well packaged they are. Especially if they're puppies. Seriously, don't send puppies in the mail. Yeah. Send them by hawk, that's pretty good. No. An exciting bundle of bubble wrap coming up here. We've got a few things. So let's open up this first electrostatically sealed. I will ground myself first on a connected item that is connected to the ground. There we go. I don't want to damage anything electrostatically. Okay, yeah. So this, I know what these are. These are S-video mods for the Commodore Amiga. I keep treading on the mic cable and unplugging myself. Let me show you these close up. This is live TV after all, anything can happen. So these are made by Drygol, and they are little boards that give you a full S-video output on the Amiga. I think they work for A600, A500, and A1200. And if you visit RetroHacks, well, that's his website, there's information about how to actually connect these and what machines they're available for. So this one here is the A600, A1200, that's the smaller one, and the bigger guy here, yeah, it doesn't say, but I'm going to guess that's for the A500. It has a composite on it as well. So that's those two. Something else lurking in here. There it is. Oh yeah. This is Drygold's SD to IEC board for actually going inside the Commodore 64. It's a pretty neat little device. So that can mount down on the base. Better in a Commodore 64C, because there's a little more space, it's a flatter machine, there's space underneath the keyboard because it's raised up. Yeah, and you can actually just get that coming through the side of the Commodore 64. Pretty nifty. Thank you so much, Drygold, for sending these in. There you go. They are by Drygold/Lamers. Oh, I wouldn't be so hard on yourself, mate. I'm going to hold the mic cable so that I don't tread on it again. Alright, and there is more in this package. We've got a t-shirt. Let's see. It's like Christmas, isn't it? I was literally snowed under, as I say in the description of these packages. So these are actually the packages from, let's think, May through July and August. So I'm getting backlogged. I tried taking something for the backlog, but it wouldn't clear. Anyway, there are these guys. And here we have, oh yeah, so this is the gang cart. The mini gang cart, in fact. Now, mini gang cart is it says here in Polish, 10 cartridge mini gang cart, obsłuży protury zbiegu ładowania. I don't speak Polish, apart from jak się czujesz? Dobrze, dobrze. Dziękuję for the mini gang cart. This is essentially an SD to IEC combined with action replay, and will also speed up the loading of games. So if you were using Jiffy DOS, you might actually find Jiffy DOS not superbly fast for certain applications. And this one is supremely fast. I've seen some of the demos on their own website. What I'm going to do is also put a link in the description of this video to where you can check out some of the things that I'm talking about. So check this one out and see the comparisons. And I'm going to try and do a full review of this in an upcoming episode. Or should I say, recipe. And they've also given us this t-shirt here. What do you think? Asteroids or mini gang cart? Hey, it's got asteroids on it. You can't write this stuff. Yeah, this cartridge, I remember now, comes with a full game of asteroids built into it. That's honestly a coincidence. You know, I write nothing for these live videos. I have no idea what I'm going to say, honestly. But there you go, asteroids and asteroids. Thank you so much for sending those in, Drygold, and look out for them in a future video. By the way, happy Labor Day to all of my American friends. Cheers to you. Labor Day, of course, where they celebrate women who give labour all around the world, or any kind of political party. I don't really understand it. I'm not very good at American holidays, but not to worry. And Retro Hacks is here on the chat, and he says, "Good evening, everyone." Retro Hacks, Drygold, aka, I hope you just saw that we unboxed your mini gang cart there. If not, hit rewind when the live stream finishes. Okay, moving on. What I want to do actually is thank a few of my patrons really quickly, and there's some stories, Commodore and other stories related to these guys. So first thanks goes to Korbeluski Nicholas. Now he recently joined my Patreon. We had a lot of interesting chat on the Patreon messaging about all things retro. I just want to thank Korbeluski Nicholas for joining us. I hope you're joining us live now. If you are, don't be shy. Say hi on the chat. That rhymes with cat. I don't know. However, moving on, I do need to say hi to Christopher Muster and Liu. Surprise, Liu! They're watching in Switzerland, and Christopher messaged me and kindly explained that he enjoys watching the videos. And as a little surprise, I'm saying hi to his partner as well. Liu, thanks for watching. I appreciate having you here, and keep it nostalgic, as we say. Moving on, Sean P. Harrington, otherwise known as Sean Patreon Harrington. I don't know actually what the P stands for. It could be PCB, because Sean has been working on a project with me. I'm going to show you this up close in a second. So one of my videos is converting a Commodore 64 from NTSC to PAL. Now that's something you want to do because the Commodore 64, most of the games are actually written for PAL machines. And if you play them on an NTSC machine, it's going to run a lot faster, and the music's going to sound a bit weird. Also, other bugs can creep in. So what a lot of people did after I posted that video showing how to make the conversion, and basically you swap the VIC chip, the timing crystal, and change one of the jumpers on the board. People said, wouldn't it be great to have a switch? Because some people like to use NTSC for certain games, and actually some games are written for NTSC machines. So Sean and I have been working on this PCB, which is actually a switch for NTSC to PAL. Let me show it you a little closer up. Now this is still obviously in the prototyping stage, but you can see it's basically a board that plugs into the VIC chip socket and then has a breakout board with the two VIC chips on, the two crystals, and you solder in a couple of things just to keep it working and to make the switch of the jumper, etc. So if I can come back here without tripping over. We're actually working with a company called PCBWay.com. They have been really great and generous. So PCBWay are actually going to help us produce prototypes of these boards. We may need a few iterations, and the very helpful guys at PCBWay.com are going to be providing those to us for free, just to support the retro community and support what we're doing. They've also been even more generous, and they've put a discount code, which you can actually see below in the description. So if you go in the next 30 days, and if you need to order any PCBs for prototyping, you can get $5 off, which is not bad. It's better than a slap in the face. So thanks to PCBWay. PCB, of course, stands for Precious Commodore Baby, as we all know. And while we're on the subject of Sean, he has also contacted me, and he said he makes these things and he thinks I would be great for one of them. He says basically he's always seen me as a blockhead. So he made a blockhead puppet of Perifractic. Very kind of him to call me out for being a blockhead, and honestly I think I've never looked better. What do you think? Thank you so much to Sean. Thanks again to Christopher, Liu, and of course Korbeluski. Alright, I'm going to set that over there. I'm actually going to be picking up the blockhead from Sean coming up this week. I'm going to be working a bit more on that PCB design. So I'm going to actually do a video of the designing and creation of the NTSC PAL switch. So you'll be able to see that in an upcoming episode. Make sure you subscribe. You have to say that on YouTube, don't you? Alright, moving on to the fourth from last box here. So this came from, it says it came from Cindy. Hopefully it's not a Cindy doll, isn't it? It's like the British Barbie, as it were. Was it British? I don't know. I'm not up on my dolls, just my retro. Quite well packaged again. What have we got here? Oh, I remember what this is. I think this is from one of my good subscriber friends called Retro. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat at the same time as thinking out loud. Thanks Retro Hacks for saying cool idea on the NTSC switch. We thought it was a cool idea. Of course, it came through the comments, so thanks to people for coming up with these ideas. As I was saying, these came from Racer X. good friend of mine on the channel, and you can hear me above all the squeaking. What we have here is a precursor to what's in the box. We have Telegames Hangman, Tank, Jet Plane, Biplane, Baseball, very American, Basketball, very American, several more games here I can see through actually. Guess what it is? Asteroids. 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 I think people probably thought Asteroids was quite good back in the day. Yeah, I still do. Funny story about that and about this machine actually. So way back when I didn't own a computer of my own, and my parents just had the Apple IIe, I saw the, I think it was in a Peter Jones or a John Lewis store. They had a kind of box bin of games, and there was the Empire Strikes Back. It was a cartridge, and all it said on it was for Atari video game system. I love Star Wars, probably more than anything. And I thought, I have to have this game. So I persuaded my mum to buy me, bless her, an Atari 400. Here it is. And the game that I had, first game, was Asteroids. Asteroids, 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 asteroids. Problem was, what I didn't realise is that Empire Strikes Back game was only compatible with the Atari video game system. And I would have thought this was an Atari video game system, but alas, no. This is an Atari 400 video game system and wouldn't be compatible. So, what RacerX has kindly donated to the channel inside here, if I'm not mistaken, and I may have got it wrong again 30 years later, this is an Atari video game system. Look at that. Oh, look at that finish. It's like the marbled wood, kind of walnut, I think, effect. So yeah, this is a Telegames, which if I'm not mistaken, again, look at that. If I'm not mistaken, this is the compatible system that will run all the Atari 400 games. Look at that. Check out the walnut. Love it. Well, I cannot wait to plug that in, but there is going to be a problem if I remember my conversation correctly with RacerX. This is actually slightly faulty. However, that does give us a video to do on repairing this, finally getting the Empire Strikes Back running on Atari, as I wanted when I think I was about 9 years old. Thank you so much, RacerX, for that. I will treasure it. Just kidding. You can see the mess down here. Yeah, you can see a little bit of it there. Now, Robsoft says, I can't read that out, what Robsoft says. I suppose it's an affectionate term. He says he's got his Woody there, which is the wood finish Atari VCS. And he's got all his paddles, joysticks, and about 24 cartridges. And the comp video mod that he's been meaning to fit for about 3 months. It's okay, Rob. I've been meaning to fit my composite video mod to my Atari 400 for about 5 months. But that is also on the list for upcoming videos. So we've got plenty to cover in the coming years. See how long I can keep this channel going. Eh? If you do want to support the channel, like the patrons who are watching live, please check out patreon.com/perifractic, or the link is in the description. Alright, moving on to our third from last box. Now, full disclosure, I already know what this is. I'll tell you how I know. I just had a premonition. Oh, it says it on the box too. So this actually is something I picked up a few days ago. And this came from Alex, and I want to really thank him for this donation. This is a mint condition Commodore 64 in a really good condition box as well. Fully working. Nothing to fix. Comes with the user guide. Comes with all the cables. Even a good old SD to IEC plug-in device there. And Epic's fast load reloaded. Why did they reload it? fast load. Maybe I'll just do that. And let me just show you. Oh yeah, these were duds, just before I show you the machine. These were dud chips because he'd actually sent this off to Ray Carlson. Now, a lot of you in this community will know Ray Carlson. He makes fantastic power supplies. He helped me out with the creation of my Commodore power supply video. And this was fully refurbed by Ray, so there was nothing for me to do to it. But I actually learned from Alex that Ray Carlson used to work for Commodore. He actually was one of their repair guys, official repair guys back in the 80s. So if you want something repaired, you can't do better than sending it today to an official Commodore repair guy. So check out Ray Carlson. He's on Google, and you can find his website there. Happy Labor Day again. Apple juice. All right, let me show you this machine real quick. Or as we say in England, really fast. I'm so grateful. Look at this. That's a beauty. Whoa! Just kidding, didn't drop it. Look at the condition. Now, I don't know if it's even been retro-brighted. We do have a Jiffy DOS switch here, but with the machine in this good condition, I don't really mind a tiny hole there. You could even fill that if you needed to. But I actually think I'm going to find that useful. Although if we're using the mini gang cart, we might not be wanting to use Jiffy DOS. Anyway, that's that beautiful machine. I'm going to put it back carefully the way. Do you remember back in the day trying to figure out which way the Commodore went back in here? Now I made sure that Alex wasn't getting rid of his childhood Commodore 64, because that was one of my big regrets actually in life. Was when you're a kid and you don't really care, you're like, oh, I'm done with that, I'm going to get an Amiga instead. And then I'm done with that, what did I get next? I'm going to go to PC next. And I just sold everything. Like this even has the original power supply. I'll be testing the voltages carefully. Maybe put a C64 saver on the end of that. But yeah, he assured me this wasn't his childhood setup because I'd really find it hard to let someone let that go. A lesson a lot of us have learned, I think, way back. Put this back in here. We'll move on to another box from Alex, our penultimate box for this unboxing. Not live boxing, as I once accidentally said. I nearly ended up in a fight with Chris Eubank. All right. Again, full disclosure, I've already opened these two from Alex because I picked these up from him recently. Firstly, the T-shirt. Not really. It's a Commodore 64 dust cover. Lovely stuff. And we've got a lot of original cables. And then look what he's given us here. It's only another Commodore 64. This one maybe needs a teeny bit of retro brighting, but I'm actually really grateful to have these because when I converted my Commodore 64 that you see here, I put it in the new old C64C style case, and then I took the case that I'd used, the bread bin style one, and I put the C64 Mini inside there, which you saw in one of my recent videos, kind of Russian nesting dolls, Commodore style. By the way, if you check out that video, if you didn't see it, you can still win that. There's still a couple of weeks left to enter that contest. You can win the finished machine. But I'm really grateful because I didn't have a working bread bin Commodore 64. So now I have two. Never have too many Commodores, can you? Did I mention earlier, Atari Joystick? I've now got another one to go in the second joystick port of 4 joystick ports on the Atari 400. So this is working out really well for me. I'm doing very, very well for this channel. We're going to be exploring a lot of these things coming up. That's the SD to IEC instructions. There is another power supply there. Another chance to blow up my Commodore 64. I'm testing the voltages. Don't worry. And then the final thing in this penultimate box. This is something that came to backers of the C64 Mini, which I just mentioned earlier. I wasn't a backer, I actually came into the project a bit late. and bought it on Amazon. But back has got some posters. Let's explore these really quick. As I cut the sound out again by treading on the cable. And Alex says, what's better than one C64? 3, of course. Yeah, not a Spectrum, Rob. So the C64 Mini. So these are some of the games that come on the machine here. And that fancy loader. And I actually was lucky enough to chat recently on Twitter with the guy who wrote that loader for the C64 Mini. He's been writing games since the 80s, which is kind of cool. Oh, that's awesome. Look at that. C64 Mini. That's kind of what's the guy's name who did the Zap 64 drawings? Oliver Frey. Kind of in that style. And if you've noticed my new YouTube avatar, it was actually drawn and inked by Oliver Frey himself. That was me pretending not to know his name. Schematic of the C64 joystick. And finally, something which I think I'm going to have to put on the wall here, somewhere in the Retro Recipes studio. That's beautiful. Even though it's not original Commodore, those colours are still so nostalgic, huh? Thank you again, sir, for that. Very, very kind. Well, that just leaves one big box. Now I know what this one is, and you probably know what this one is as well. Make a little space. It's very big. Cheers to that. Apple juice. Here it is. Can you tell what it is yet? I'll give you a clue. Hashtag Think Different Challenge. Yep, this is the apple pie shipped back to me from the 8-bit guy. Rhyme intended. And I think it'd be fun just to finish up this video, to open this up and have a first-hand look at the finished product. And again, check out the link below because you can still win this. There's a couple of weeks left in this contest as well. And I'll ship it to you if you win. I do wish you luck in this same box. This box has been from LA to Germany, then to Canada. So I went to Germany to Jan Bieter, of course. Hi, it's Jan Bieter. Then I went to Canada to Mind Flare Retro. I don't do an impersonation of him. Just checking on the chat here. And then it went to from Mind Flare Retro to the 8-bit guy in Texas. Hello, y'all. And then back to me in Los Angeles. And then it's going to go to you if you win. We've got these polystyrene peanuts. I'm going to try not to get these everywhere by a little hack you can try here. Let's close the box when you lift the stuff out. There we go. Only 2 escaped. Nice. Okay. Let's check it out. Too long of that. What I'll do is set this aside actually. What did you guys think of the 8-bit guy's additions to this? Did you see that video? Let me know in the chat. There it is. Of course, so he retro-brighted the lid. Now on his video it looked like it was a little too light, but actually I've got to say, you know, in real life the colour match is perfect. It is really spot on. Check it out. Nice job. Nice job indeed. Let's open her up. I think it's a girl, right? That is cool. I haven't seen this machine since wow, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, and it is a very different beast. I'm smelling it because it actually smells like a new Apple Mac. You know that distinctive smell? I think it was something in the plastics. That's weird. It could be actually the power supply that Jan Beta put in there. That's still a very nostalgic smell. Rob says that he loved the Apple Pie videos. He did enjoy the 8-bit guy robusting the other internal mods a bit more. Cool stuff all around, guys. Yeah, you know, he gave us a bit of a gentle ribbing for some of the hot blue that was in there. I think to be fair, hot blue is a fair choice for a prototype machine, you know, because it's going to be passed around and you don't know if people are going to want to move things. So rather than making it too permanent in the first video, it allowed a bit of flexibility, but I enjoyed the gentle ribbing that he gave us. And indeed, there is the Pi fixed in there, nice and sturdy. And he put these cable clips in just to sturdy things up as even more. He soldered this wire, the speaker wire. I'll give you a closer look real quick before we wrap things up. Look at this. So you can see there the speaker. That's the wire there, and the wire that he soldered, and the screws all go in there. Whoa! Oh, just kidding. There's Jan Beta's power supply in there. Alex says, awesome project and collaboration. Thanks, mate. We had a lot of fun with that. And this is one of the original things I put in. This is a joystick converter, and it will let you use an old Apple, not even Atari, but an Apple joystick via USB. So I connected that into the Pi as well. And that's been left in position where I left it. This is the parallel port mod, which Mindflare Retro did. So you can actually print from the Raspberry Pi using an old school printer. And then of course, this was so cool. 8-bit put in an HDMI there and the composite connector as well. And it's very satisfying to watch HDMI plugging straight in the back of this machine. And of course, they left in the USB hub that I found, which somehow fit perfectly. I was able to find one that was just magically ideal for this slot here. Very, very nice stuff. God, I'm so pleased with this. All right. Interesting, yeah, the double-sided sticky foam here 8-bit guys used has attracted metal filings from when he screwed out this composite mod. So you've got some actual work in progress. It's sort of like an archaeological dig, and it's going to be there forever. You can see the moment he drilled through the case. And finally, we've got all our signatures. David Murray, the 8-bit guy, PERI Fractic, aka me, and Jan Beta, and Mindflare Retro. There was one more thing in this box. Actually wasn't covered, I think, on the 8-bit guy's video, but I do want to show you, because I think it was a lovely addition as well. Let me grab that for you. Hope it's in here. Oh yeah. There they are. So this was something that Mindflare Retro did as well. We've got a couple of game pads. And just to show you one real quick. So he found, like I did, ones that actually kind of matched the color of the original keyboard. And then he was able to design these apple pie decals. Kind of makes the whole project official in a nice kind of way as I trip over the cables again. You know, this is live after all. Speaking of live, I think it's probably time we wrap things up. Thank you all for joining me on the chat. We got a very nice from Rob Utley there, just wrapping things up. It was very nice. It's always such a pleasure unboxing these things. It feels like Christmas when I was 12. If you want to donate to the channel for future unboxings, live or maybe pre-recorded so I don't trip over so many of my cables, check out the link below. You can contact me via that link. I'll give you all the details. Until next time, I'm going to leave you with a bit of the good old Boots CR375 playing us out the end titles. And I just want to say thank you so much. Like, subscribe, check out the Patreon. And until next time, cheerio. Stay tuned. Closing credits coming up. Ow! Paper cut.